Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
All right, man, let's talk about why there's a dislike for PBC from me and a lot of people that feel like me. You got some people who are PBC sexuals and PBC fanboys. It's okay to be a fan of PBC, Premier Boxing Champions for those who don't know. It's okay. I ain't tripping. You like what you like. I ain't trying to convert nobody. But it always seems to be a nice size of people trying to say, well, why you don't like PBC? And when people say that automatically lets me know that they don't know shit about they don't know what real boxing look like. I can't say y'all don't know shit about boxing, but obviously if you watching enough, you're gonna pick up on something. And people my age or older, or who grew up watching boxing in the 90s and up, and the guys in the 80s, 70s, 60s, and 50s, and so on, so back, know exactly what real boxing look like, and this ain't that. And I dislike it because they don't give us the fights that we want to see. They wasn't going to give you Floyd and Manny Pacquiao until Showtime executive forced them to give them Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. That wasn't by choice by Al Heyman. That wasn't a choice by Floyd Mayweather. That was that was the network forcing them to go make a deal. That's what it was. So it wasn't a choice. Shout out to F. Kanye, by the way. It wasn't a choice. You know what I'm saying? They was forced to go make that fight. So they motto ain't to marinate fights. They fights is not to give you the fights that you want to see. And then I can even get behind it and support it if they gave us the fights we wanted to see on their side of the street. I think we all can. If they just made the in-house fights that people wanted to see, I think we all could have got behind that. I think we all could have got behind that. But they don't even give you the fights that you want to see on your side of the street. To Trevante and Gary Russell and Earl and Keith Thurman on time. They didn't want to give you Earl, Danny, and Sean on time. They didn't want to give you Earl and Sean on time. They didn't want to give you Charlo and Hurd. For Al Heyman to have these fighters so shook, he sure don't force them to go out there and fight the best. So even if they made it like the UFC, but all they fighters had to fight each other, if it was for the World Intercontinental Commonwealth Premier Boxing Champion Handicap title of the world, I wouldn't have gave a damn. Right? But then, they want to fake like they not the problem. Like, dog, y'all the leaders in boxing right now. And y'all won't make every time it's a fight that come up, y'all the reason why a fight that don't happen, y'all in the middle of it. If it's AJ and Wilder, if it's Crawford and Spence, Gervonta and Lomachenko, y'all in the middle of it. And they didn't want to let Deontay Wilder fight Fury a second or third time, which in my opinion was kind of smart on their behalf. They didn't want to let him fight him a third time or a second time. And Wilder took his career in his own hands. And he did that. So it's funny to me how people can say, well, this is a good product. How is paying per event a good product? And then again, you got guys who feel that they ain't paying for the event. They making money off the event because they cover the sport of boxing. Like, you think I'm gonna sell my soul or sell my narrative on my channel, push a narrative for a credential to see Brandon Figueroa and Mark Mayoxo, or to see Earl Spence and Keith Thurman? F that. If I want to go, I can finance it myself. I can finance it myself. That's nothing to buy a ticket. You know what I'm saying? And that lets you know how people say, well, you sold out for this, that, and the third. People selling out for a credential, bro. We are all gonna have the same content, and the bigger platforms gonna get the exclusive interviews. And they gonna tape you and repost you saying, asking the tough questions, and they gonna make more profit off that than you do. So when you add it up, it don't make no sense. Go to the fighter. I always say this, go to the fight on your own. Since y'all got so many connections, you can find out what hotel they stay in. If you in Vegas, you know where they fighting, so that you know what hotel they staying in, and go get you the one-on-one interviews. They better, trust me. And they more intimate. Go on and get you the one-on-one interviews. You know, but you can't get behind nobody that's not trying to make the best fights with their own fighters and the other fighters around the world. You can't get with that. Boxing is supposed to be about the best fighting the best. And that's why they suffering. And that's why they could be leaving Showtime or getting a reduced budget, whatever it may go. That's why you can't build a platform on that. So how can you get behind a whole bunch of stale fights or second-hand, third-rate, fourth, fifth-rate fights? How can you say that's the way to go? You know? How? When dudes is fighting once a year because they don't want to break bread with other businesses. You can say, well, he sued me, this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, that's what business is about, working with people that you got personal gripes with. That's the key to corporate business. Is keep your composure. You can't go get your hammer. You know what I'm saying? You can't slit his throat. You can't beat his ass and make him do something that he don't want to do. It's all intellectual and it's all leaving your emotion outside that meeting room or outside that phone call. That's what it's about. And just like a typical quote unquote fake black business and PBC, come on, they hold personal gripes. They'd rather starve. They'd rather go broke than work together and help build this. So no, I don't like nothing they stand for because they don't give a premier fights. How you premier boxing champions and ain't shit premier about you? You know, that's like buying a premier edition of a car. Ain't nothing premier the same as the regular standard edition. Ain't no heated seats, ain't no leather, ain't no turbo or supercharged engine. You paying more for the same thing. Oh, the alloy rims come in chrome on this one. Oh, wow. Ain't nothing premier about it, bro. And that's why NBC kicked their ass off. That's why Walt Disney and Family Networks kicked their ass off. And so on. So when you say you supporting PBC, you supporting ducking. You supporting PBC ducking. You supporting the ducking of other big fights. You support a marinate. And you can't sit here and say you know shit about what boxing used to look like. And don't give me that shit where, you know, we got to change with the times. It's a different time. It ain't no different time, bro. It's a formula that's proven to work in boxing, no matter if the digital era, internet era, the analog era, the radio era. People want to see big fights. People want to see 50-50 fights. And the only reason PBC is continuing to survive this long is off the grandfather names that's been grandfathered off, building off Golden Boy fighters and HBO. And that's Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, and so on. That's the only reason they continue to survive. Deontay Wilder being able to fight on multiple free TV platforms and all that. That's the only reason they surviving, bruh. That's the only reason they surviving. And people act like they don't see a problem with them fighting once a year. Come on, your top fighters fighting once a year. Your prospects fighting once a year. Come on. The writing on the wall, as Gucci Man would say. People act like that really ain't no problem. So how can you get behind the top fighters fighting once a year? And then when they do fight, it's tune-ups or still ass fights that you don't want to see. But then they willing to make fights with Triple G and Munguia, but they ain't willing to make the fights with the brothers Anthony Joshua and Terrence Crawford. With Devin Haney and Tank and Shakur and Tank, but they willing to go make a Ryan Garcia fight. Come on, how can y'all black people get behind that, bro? And then a lot of them PBC dudes that covered them fights and bought them Earl Spence shirts with their moist selves turned around and said, well, Terrence Crawford can't sell. Terrence Crawford and Canelo's a much bigger fight. Don't ever come up here talk about no police officers beating no black man, or I don't want to hear none of y'all speak on injustice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all pro-black like the daddy from that Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy movie. I don't want to see y'all ever speak on that, because being pro-black ain't selective, bro. Either you all in or you all out. You can't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. No, I ain't trying to hear that. But Mikey and Andy Ruiz can go and come as they please, get the biggest fights, get the biggest bag. Benavidez get to go over the top rank before Sampson blocked it. But Gary Russell can't go get his money. But Errol Spence can't go fight Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Come on. So that's Jamal Charlo can't take a lucrative offer to go fight Canelo Alvarez. Al Heyman blocking him. Get out of here. You know, what is there to like, bro? Everything they got is half-ass. You cost you 70, 80 bucks. Come on. It ain't even the stuff you want. Come on, I want to see Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. Man, come on. I'd rather go see Earl. I'd rather see some old man fight. What's my man that did the Lion King Daddy Boys? I'd rather see him fade off against Morgan Freeman in the voice-off battle. That's what I'd rather see. No cap. So, you know, people, I don't understand why, you know, you have a problem. Well, you need to go learn your history of boxing, bro. When somebody ain't giving you no top fights, no elite level fights, they claim they ain't got no money, and then they still want to act like they got they top dog. Come on, how? How? Derevchenko went to go get his $5 million versus Triple G. It seemed like Al Heyman got something against the black fighters, bro. He allowed Broner to sit out a long time retired, and Broner just said, man, guess what? If he gonna stop this show, I don't even care no more. Cause I ain't got shit to lose. I'm broke. He hold my Pacquiao money. I gotta go get paid somewhere else before niggas start clowning me for working at Publix. You know? Broner said I gotta go get my money. And he seemed to want to keep the black fighters on the leash and let the others run and go as they please. He tend to want to break bread with the others and not make the fights with the brothers. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? Y'all ain't noticed that? Y'all ain't noticed that? And people say, well, why you don't like it, bro? Because they represented the destruction of boxing. They did. Ain't no more big fights happening on their watch. Even when they forced it, Plant had to get knocked out versus Canelo for them to make Plant and Benavidez. And now ain't no belt on the line, an interim belt on the line. Come on. An interim belt on the line. So, people say, well, I don't get why you don't really like PBC, man. They ain't did nothing to me. I love PBC. They feeds me, they clothes me, they gives me credentials. Damn. When PBC came in, the big fights was over with, bro. Al Heyman don't want to make no top fights with his own fighters and with other fighters. That's what it is. That's what it is. And most of them fighters over there broke. They in debt. That's the kicker thing about it. Most of them promoters ain't eating good neither. They hanging on by a thread too. He the only one eating like a fat cat. He the only one. Most of the promoters hanging on by a prayer. And black people feel like you gotta pledge allegiance to him. He don't give a fuck about y'all, dude. He don't care about the fighters. He don't care about the fighters, bruh. He damn sure don't care about the black fighters. Be doing them dirty as hell. Fuck you out here working on PBC and you doing Instacart and Lyft to get blocked. To fund your training camp and shit. And it's fighters out there talking about I made investments and my skyscraper is doing this, that, and the third a month, and you owe Al Heyman money. You borrow the money from Al Heyman talking about the investments that you made. I be listening to them niggas talking, bro. Like, niggas be stunned like a motherfucker. I be stunned like my daddy. So I be looking at them like, okay. You tell somebody, they gonna tell somebody else, especially nothing. You be quiet. But that's all I got, man. Check out the, I don't know, no boxing play playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to notifications. We go live or drop a video for me. If you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Hit my link trees, everything is there. Appreciate the love, support, peace.